What is up, everybody? This is Nick Fiore of Furious Nation right here on YouTube. I am Nick Fiore. It is 5:30 p.m. right on time sharp of Thursday, July 24th of 2025. It is almost August, almost SummerSlam time, and most of the summer is done. Now, where do I start? Now, I usually don't do these impromptu videos, and I do the watch parties and then Forbidden Podcast with Adam Carl, the SmackDown Watch Party with Mitch, which I will be live with Mitch for the SmackDown Watch Party tomorrow. Speaking of SmackDown, don't know how that's going to go because as you see in the title, and I really hate, this one really hits hard. And I did watch Mitch's YouTube short earlier today. I don't even know where to begin. I know it's LA night, but I tried the best with the red and yellow. Today, and this is a tribute video to one of the greatest of all time, Hulk Hogan. Sadly, at 12 p.m. early this afternoon in his Clearwater, downtown Tampa, Florida home, Hulk Hogan, at the age of 71, sadly passed away. Nobody expected this. And it still doesn't feel real. We lost one of the Cosby guys. We lost Ozzy Osbourne this week, and now Hulk Hogan. God gained three legends in the span of 3 days. I mean, losing Cosby was hard. Losing Ozzy Osbourne was harder. This one has got to hit the hardest. And Hogan is the last one you would expect. No one expected Hogan to pass. It's like he's the last guy you think he would, he was the last guy you think would pass, and I don't even know how to describe it, what to say. I am just shocked. Earlier when 12 p.m. hit today, I was at work. One of my family members texted me saying that Hulk Hogan passed away, and I didn't want to believe it. I was like, no way. And then I Googled on my phone, close to my lunch break today at work at 12:30, and I Google Hulk Hogan, and I see the news. TMC apparently broke the news that Hulk Hogan is sadly dead at age 71, and he sadly died of cardiac arrest. Apparently, his health was declining the past recent weeks, and then he was in a coma, and he was still able to breathe, but then we went from a coma to cardiac arrest, and then apparently he was rushed to a near Tampa, Florida hospital, but they couldn't save him, and it was too late, and he went at the age of 71. Words can't describe how to feel about this, and trying not to tear up. Listen, I'm not the biggest Hulk Hogan fan, but I have to say this. Talk about a guy who has absolutely transcended the pro wrestling business in the industry. Hulk Hogan's paved the way for pro wrestling. He put pro wrestling on the map in the 1980s, especially January 23rd, 1984, when Hulkamania became born, when Hulk Hogan defeated the Iron Sheik in Madison Square Garden on January 23rd, 1984, to win the WWE Championship for the very first time in his career. And from that point, held the WWE Championship for at least 4 years. He main evented multiple WrestleManias, and he was the WWE Champion. He created Hulkamania. Without Hulk Hogan, there is no WrestleMania. There is no WWE. And WWE and professional wrestling in general would not be as big. It would not be the big juggernaut, global, worldwide phenomenon it is today without Hulk Hogan. He absolutely transcended the business. Say what you want about Hulk Hogan as a person. I know with the Gawker lawsuit with him saying the racial slurs all those years ago in 2015 with the Gawker lawsuit. and then the political beliefs. Say what you want about Hogan as a person, but you cannot deny the fact that Hulk Hogan transcended the pro wrestling landscape to what it is today. His WrestleMania moments with Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3 in 1987 in Detroit for the WWE Championship in the main event, where he spotty slammed Andre the Giant before giving him the atomic leg drop to beat Andre the Giant for the very first time, to be the first man to pin Andre the Giant in the WWE, or at the time WWF, in the 1980s. In Hogan's history with Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy, wrestling rivals like Randy Savage, the Macho Man Randy Savage, and Hogan's up there now with Macho Man, the Mega Powers Arena it up in heaven. Hulk Hogan's history with Ultimate Warrior, he's up there with Ultimate Warrior, having the WrestleMania 6 rematch up in heaven, title for title, Ultimate Challenge from WrestleMania 6 in Toronto, 1990, Sky Dome in Toronto, Canada. Hulk Hogan's history with Psycho Sid, he's up there with Psycho Sid as well. Hogan's battles with Ric Flair in the early 90s and Yokozuna. Still don't like the WrestleMania 9 moment where he kind of buried Yokozuna at the end of WrestleMania 9 in Las Vegas, Caesar's Palace, but that's a conversation for another day. But Hogan's battles with Yokozuna wrote Hogan out of WWF in 1993, sent Hogan off to WCW in the early 90s, when it was pre-Monday Night Wars with WCW and WWF at the time. Also, I forgot to mention Hulk Hogan's history with Sergeant Slaughter. And Hogan's battles with the Iron Sheik, the Sheiky Baby. The Sheiky Baby up there in heaven with the Hulkster. Hulk Hogan then in WCW when he turned heel at WCW Bash at the Beach in 1996, when Hogan was this hero. Everybody loved Hulk Hogan. He was beloved. He was adored by everybody, the adults, the ladies, the little kids. Everybody loved Hulk Hogan. Then, and him being such a good guy, this hero, you thought he'd never turn heel. And he did the unthinkable and turned heel at Bash at the Beach, WCW 1996. And the whole world and pro wrestling world was talking all over the news and newspaper, like Hulk Hogan went to the bad side and joined Kevin Nash and Scott Hall of the New World Order, the NWO back in 1996 in WCW, when Hogan leg dropped Randy Savage and turned heel and joined Nash and Hall. Then fans were throwing trash in the ring, and Hulk Hogan's on the mic. If it wasn't for me, there would be no this, there would be no wrestling. And Hogan talking trash to the fans throwing soda cans and all garbage in the ring because they were all pissed off at Hogan, because no one ever thought Hogan would go to the dark side and turn heel. And I'll tell you, Hogan's heel turn, it's still the best heel turn to this day. I know there's John Cena going heel this past March versus the Elimination Chamber, but Hulk Hogan is still to this day the number one best heel turn in pro wrestling history. And John Cena is close to that there, but Hogan's heel turn from 96 is still number one heel turn to me to this day. And it really rocked the pro wrestling world and changed the landscape forever in pro wrestling, and absolutely more so transcended the business and rattled a lot of cages in the pro wrestling industry at the time as well. And then Hogan and the NWO dominated WCW with the New World Order and World Championship Wrestling. And then they had the Monday Night Wars or the Monday Nitro. And then I think at least 83 weeks straight, I think they beat Monday Night Raw in the ratings in the mid to late 1990s until the WWF started the Attitude Era in late 1997. And then WCW went out of business in late March of 2001. And then Hulk Hogan with the NWO then came back to WWE in early 2002 before WrestleMania 18 in March 2002 in Toronto. Then you had Icon versus Icon, Hulk Hogan versus The Rock at the Sky Dome in Toronto, Canada, March 2002, WrestleMania 18. And I still, and that match is one of those matches that I go back, one of the old, like, nostalgic matches I still go back and watch to this day. Especially one of the spots in the match where Rock is pinning Hogan, Hulk Hogan's hulking up, Rock punches away, Hulk Hogan's hulking up, then he does the, what you gonna do, brother? Punching away at the Rock, gives him the big boot, the atomic leg drop, got a near fall on the Rock, and the crowd went crazy. And Hogan was the heel in that match at WrestleMania 18. And in that match, Hogan was the heel, Rock was the face. Yet Rock was good and Hogan was cheered. and The Rock went over, though, with that match. But then afterwards, Hogan went babyface again. And Hulkamania became popular and was reborn again. Hogan even won the WWE Championship once again at Backlash 2002, beating Triple H. Held the title for a month until May 2002 when he lost it to The Undertaker at Judgment Day 2002. And then Hogan was working with guys like Brock Lesnar in 2002 on SmackDown, and Kurt Angle, Triple H, Undertaker back in 2002. I think he wrestled Vince McMahon in Seattle in 2003 and at WrestleMania 19 No Holds Barred in 2003. And then Hulk Hogan went in the 2005 WWE Hall of Fame WrestleMania 21 weekend in Los Angeles in early April 2005. WrestleMania 21 weekend, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. He was the head inductee of that year's Hall of Fame and well-deserved. Multi-time WWE champion, a two-time Royal Rumble winner. He won the Royal Rumble in 1990 and in 1991. He's a multi-time WWE champion, multi-time WrestleMania headliner / main eventer. In fact, before WrestleMania, up until WrestleMania 10, from WrestleManias 1 to 9, Hulk Hogan, in fact, main evented those first and straight 9 WrestleManias. Fun little fact. And then WrestleMania 1094, he wasn't in the company anymore because he was obviously in WCW. When Yokozuna sent him back into WCW in 1993 at the King of the Ring. When Yokozuna reclaimed the WWE Championship off of Hogan at the time. And Hulk Hogan, man, one of the greatest of all time. Say what you want about Hulk Hogan as a person, political beliefs, and he's a racist. But it's like you can say that all you want, but the fact of the matter is you cannot sit there and deny the fact that without Hulk Hogan, wrestling in WWE would not be where it is today. Without Hulk Hogan, there's no WrestleMania, no WWE, no wrestling. In general, he truly put wrestling on the map and has paved the way and transcended the entire pro wrestling industry and business to what it is today. Whether you love Hogan or hate Hogan, he has, like him paving the way is without a doubt undeniable. And the last time he was shown on WWE TV was that first Raw on Netflix in Los Angeles at the Intuit Dome. He was with Jimmy Hart promoting his Real American Beer was Hulk Hogan. And I remember watching that first Raw on Netflix. Hogan got booed. And looking back, I mean, I don't think anyone thought that would be his last ever WWE appearance, and he got booed. I wonder what those people are thinking now, especially with the fact that he sadly passed away today. And it really hits hard, and it's sad. Quite honestly, it's sad. And it's just still shocking. It still doesn't feel real. Like no one ever thought he would die. Like soon, like today, and he was 71, and he didn't even look, and he looked good for 71. So I'm just really shocked. Still, and he's sadly gone. And there will never be another Hulk Hogan. He's truly one of a kind. There will never be another Hulk Hogan ever again. No matter if WWE and wrestling tried hard, like to find someone like that again, like another Hulk Hogan again, is very, very, very difficult to do. Like you might find lightning in a bottle rarely once, but there will never be another Hulk Hogan ever again. There'll never be another. Hogan is truly one of a kind. And again, without Hulk Hogan, professional wrestling would not be as big as it is currently that you see in WWE, AEW, TNA, and the other wrestling promotions that there are out there and in the world. And this man's been a multi-time WWE champion, multi-time WrestleMania main eventer, two-time Royal Rumble winner, 1990 and 1991. He's a two-time WWE Hall of Famer, 2005 as a singles act, in 2020 with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, the NWO. And Hulk Hogan's also up there with Scott Hall as well, 2/3 of NWO now up there. And I can only imagine how Kevin Nash is feeling. I'm pretty sure he's just as devastated as all of us are feeling right now. And it still does not feel real. And it truly hits hard. It truly hits hard. And then 2005, he's in the Hall of Fame. And then after he's in the Hall of Fame in 2005, he makes an appearance at WrestleMania 21. And then I think he even tagged with Shawn Michaels at Backlash 2005. And I don't know if you remember, I think former WWE wrestlers Sean Daivari and Muhammad Hassan, I think they wrestled Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan in a main event tag match at Backlash 2005. You guys know a lot about wrestling. I remember hearing of that match and watching that match as well. And then it led to Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels, Legend versus Icon in Washington, D.C. at SummerSlam in 2005, where Shawn Michaels, with every time Hogan's offense would oversell for Hulk Hogan was legit pissed off at Shawn Michaels, and that was when Shawn Michaels going into that match was a heel. It was in January 05 episode of Raw that Shawn Michaels out of nowhere that he super kicked the hell out of Hulk Hogan out of nowhere, and Shawn Michaels ended up going heel before Hogan's and Michaels match against each other at SummerSlam in August 2005 in Washington, D.C. And that's another match I go back and watch. Another good match, and Hogan ended up going over Shawn Michaels before Michaels, after that show, ended up going face again after that match with Hogan at that year's SummerSlam. So Hogan, Michaels, SummerSlam 05, Hogan ended up going over. Minus the overselling of Shawn Michaels doing the overselling, which I thought was hilarious. Other than that, I enjoyed the match very much so. And then Hogan competed again at SummerSlam the next year in 2006, but against the Legend Killer, the Viper, Randy Orton. And Hogan went over Orton at SummerSlam 06 as well. And then fast track like 4 years later, they had TNA and WWE Monday Night Wars for a while in 2010. Hulk Hogan went to TNA with Eric Bischoff. TNA run, I don't think was that good. Let's be real. Yeah, Dixie Carter, they running the show. It was awful. Had Monday Night Wars with TNA and WWE, and it absolutely failed hard. And TNA at the time couldn't compete with WWE and Vince McMahon at the time. They were not competition to WWE. They were getting destroyed by Raw every week in the ratings, and TNA had to go back to Thursdays because they couldn't compete with the WWE, plain and simple. And then Hulk Hogan and TNA was with Immortal, which sucked. Hulk Hogan's his TNA history then with Sting, and then Bully Ray with the Aces and Eights and Jeff Hardy, and just awful. And I'm sure guys don't want to remember those times. So Hogan was in TNA from 2010 to 2013, and then early 2014, Hulk Hogan then returns to WWE on an episode of Raw in late February 2014. He comes back home to WWE as Hulk Hogan. And then going into WrestleMania 30, Hulk Hogan's the host of WrestleMania 30 in April 2014 in New Orleans, where Daniel Bryan won the WWE Championship in the main event. At WrestleMania 30, beating Randy Orton and Batista after beating Triple H early in the night. And then Hulk Hogan. So he comes back to WWE in 2014. Big pop. I remember watching that Raw when he came back. Everyone was ecstatic. He came back home to WWE for the first time in what, 7 years? Huge pop when he came back, and everybody was happy to see him, myself included. I remember watching that Raw, and it was just a great moment to see him back. It really was, after so many years away. And I'm not the biggest Hulk Hogan fan, but I'd be lying to you guys if I told you I wasn't happy to see him back, and it was a great moment. It was a really great moment. And then I think 2015, Tough Enough, he was one of the, I think it was one of the hosts, not the host, but like one of the judges on Tough Enough, but then he went away because obviously of the sex tape and the Gawker lawsuit with Hogan with the N-word and stuff, and they erased Hulk Hogan for like almost 4 years until they brought him back in early 2019 when Mean Gene Okerlund sadly passed away in late 2018/early 2019. And I remember Hulk Hogan back in the day, well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. You know? One really, really cool stuff back in the day in the 1980s. And Hogan was just a childhood growing up for a lot of people, especially those that watched wrestling as little kids back in the 80s. Like, Hogan was a childhood hero growing up for those who watched wrestling in the 80s and in the 90s. And now I've watched wrestling since the fall of 2007, 3 months after the Chris Benoit incident. However, I have gone back and watched older Hulk Hogan matches, and absolutely no denying he was a childhood hero growing up for a lot of people watching wrestling back in like the 80s, old school wrestling in the 80s. And just one of the greatest of all time. Say what you want about Hogan as a person, but as a wrestler, absolutely one of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of boots. Definitely. I mean, I'm definitely smart enough to know to differentiate Hulk Hogan the human from Hulk Hogan the wrestler. Hulk Hogan the person may not be the best and may not have been the best, but as a wrestler, he was one of the greatest to ever step foot in that squared circle. Again, battles with Andre the Giant, Randy Savage, The Rock, etc., etc. So there's no denying he's one of the greatest of all time. So say what you want about Hogan as a person, but you can't deny the facts. He is one of the greatest in pro wrestling, and he has truly made wrestling as big mainstream as it is today. Without Hogan, WWE and wrestling is not as huge as it is today, and will continue to be huge for many, many years to come. And after 2025, for many, 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 many years to come. And that's all thanks to Hulk Hogan. And so Hogan, with the Gawker lawsuit, WWE erased him for like 4 years until Mean Gene Okerlund passed away. Then they had him on like that first or second Raw of 2019 where he showed up and he paid tribute to his friend Mean Gene Okerlund. And then 2020 Hall of Fame, Hulk Hogan's inducted as part of the NWO with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, also God rest his soul. Then the pandemic happened, and then I remember Hulk Hogan for both nights WrestleMania 37 in Tampa, Florida, Raymond James Stadium, mid-April of 2021 for WrestleMania 37, when it was half cutout fans and half real fans. And this was still during the COVID-19 pandemic, when most of the world was shut down. And Hogan made an appearance with Titus O'Neil for WrestleMania 37 Night 1 and Night 2 back in mid-April of 2021. And so that was that. And then, like fast forward 2022. You think he made an appearance here and there. And then 2023, and then 2024 as well. And then I mentioned moments ago, WWE in 2025, that first Raw on Netflix, he showed up with Jimmy Hart, and Hulk Hogan was promoting his Real American beer. Now, I've never tried it, but Hulk Hogan, now I've never tried the Real American beer. I'm not a big beer drinker, not even a big wine drinker. Those who know me, I am not really a big drinker. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't really like the taste of beer. Don't really take the taste of wine. Maybe wine once in a while, but other than that, I'm not really a big drinker. Maybe just not for my taste buds. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But hey, some people like beer, some people don't. I'm just me. The beer and wine just really don't agree with me so much. So I don't know. Everyone's different. We got one comment in the chat so far, 25 minutes into this video. David Pudnan says, hi, what's up, David? Make sure you hit the like on the video. Be really appreciated, brother, and really grateful and happy that you're here, and hope you're doing all right. So Hulk Hogan is on that first Raw on Netflix. He's selling his Real American beer, and I remember watching that Raw. That was at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, and Hogan was booed out of the building in Los Angeles. And I know California is a very democratic state, I know they booed him out of the building. But say what you want about Hogan. I mean, I don't care about his political beliefs or what he is as a person. Like, why do you care? Like, who cares? I could care less about that. What he did for the pro wrestling industry was great. There'll never be another, and there will never be another Hulk Hogan ever again. Ever. There'll never be another Hogan, Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, John Cena, Batista, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, Edge. There will never be another one of those guys ever again. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Bret the Hitman Hart, Mr. Perfect. There'll never be another one of those guys ever again. And there will never be another Hulk Hogan ever again. Without him, wrestling would not be where it is today. And I mean, and say what you want about Hogan's political beliefs and what he is as a person. Oh, and what I mean with him as a racist and blah blah blah. I mean, that's his bit. I mean, that was his business, not mine. I mean, I could care less about that. I mean, just no denying he's one of the greatest pro wrestlers in the history of pro wrestling. And that is what I will say on that. I could care less what he believes in or what anyone else believes in. Like, it's like, if you're great, you're great. That will never get me to change my opinion on you. And what Hulk Hogan did for the business it's undeniable. Just love the moment. My favorite Hulk Hogan moment, not the biggest Hogan fan, but if I had to pick one favorite Hulk Hogan moment, it would be Hogan WrestleMania 3 body slamming Andre the Giant. At WrestleMania 3 in 1987, he body slammed Andre the Giant, and then he followed with the atomic leg drop, pinned Andre the Giant 1, 2, 3, and Hogan won to retain the WWE Championship against Andre the Giant, who he had, and Bobby the Brain Heenan was at ringside for Andre the Giant. God rest their souls, Andre the Giant and Bobby the Brain Heenan as well. Hogan's up there now with Andre and Bobby Heenan, or that WrestleMania 3 rematch. There's a Sheiky baby having his rematches with Hulk Hogan and stuff. And Don Julio in the chat. Can you believe he lost two legends, Ozzy and Hogan? Yeah. Ozzy Osbourne's another one. And Ozzy Osbourne had one final stand a few weeks ago, just so ironic. And apparently Ozzy Osbourne had Parkinson's disease, apparently. And Ozzy Osbourne, I mean, I have one of his songs on my music app on my phone and such. And sometimes I'll go back and listen to it. It's one of his old songs. I haven't listened to Black Sabbath, but one of his older songs I've listened to. I mean, I like it. I'm a fan of Ozzy Osbourne, but not the biggest fan. But I do know the man's a legend. Man was a legend and very talented in music. And there will never be another Ozzy Osbourne ever again. It's just very, very sad that Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan, and also one of the Cosby guys, is no longer with us. 3 guys lost in the span of 3 days. It's really, really sad. And out of 3, this one, Hulk Hogan passing, I honestly believe hits hardest out of all 3 of them. Just very, very sad. And it's like no one ever expected this, ever. Just really, really fucking sad. And just and Hulk Hogan was at that first Raw on Netflix, was booed out of the building. I just wonder what those people are thinking right now. And it's like that was his last appearance. Now he's gone. Is just don't know how to process it. And I hope those people are backtracking right now. And when I read the news, I was just shocked. It's like, what do I even say? And it still doesn't feel real at all. And all I can say is about Hulk Hogan, one of the greatest of all time. Hulk Hogan, love you, brother. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. And my thought and my heart, my thoughts, prayers, and condolences go out to Hulk Hogan's family, his friends, and fans, and those who adored him so much. And then also his daughter, Brooke Hogan. I could only imagine what she's going through right now, and I feel so awful for her because that's a daughter of Hulk Hogan, is Brooke Hogan. And I'm still at a loss of words. Again, it still doesn't feel this real. Eddie Guerrero passing was hard. Bray Wyatt, when the Rotunda passing was hard. This has to be up there with Eddie Guerrero and Bray Wyatt when those two guys sadly passed away. Hulk Hogan passing. You talk about hardest pro wrestling losses. You talk about Eddie Guerrero and Bray Wyatt. Hulk Hogan is up there with Bray Wyatt and Eddie Guerrero as far as hardest pro wrestling passes in the history of pro wrestling. This one truly hits hard. Love you, Hulk Hogan, brother. Rest in peace. My thoughts, prayers, heart, and condolences go out to Hulk Hogan's family, the Terry Bollea's family, friends, fans, and those who absolutely loved him and adored him so fucking much. This one truly hits hard, and I just awful. Absolutely awful. Life is too short, guys. Life is too short. No one knows when their time is up. And if there's any advice I could give, be nice to everyone. Say you love them. Do the right thing. Be nice to everybody, because you never know when their time is up or when your time's up. You just truly never know when it's God telling you know what time to come home. Like, you just never know, and you can't really predict who goes and whatnot. Life is too short. Live every day like it's your last, because you just never know, is the best advice I could give to anybody out there, whoever is listening to this right now. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I love you, Hulk Hogan. Whether it was the red and yellow, or it was the black and white, and eating your vitamins and saying your prayers, brother, and doing this and this and doing this and here and hulking up, and those 1,000-inch pythons, brother, and eating your vitamins, saying your prayers, and saying what you gonna do, brother, when Hulkamania runs wild on you, brother. And I know with this tribute video, paying tribute to one of the greatest of all time, Hulk Hogan, I know Hulk Hogan's up there smiling from ear to ear, because he adored, because there are some haters of Hogan, but there are those that just loved Hulk Hogan so much. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Love you, Hulk Hogan, brother. And we're going to miss you. Love you, Hulk Hogan, brother. Rest in peace. We will all miss you so much, but you will never, ever be forgotten. Love you, Hulk Hogan. Love you, brother. Love you, Hulkster. Rest in peace. We all love you. And thoughts and prayers, heart condolences go out to the entire Hogan family and his wife, his daughter Brooke, rest of his family, his friends and fans, and everybody that loved him so much. And 2 words, Hulk Hogan. You're up there in heaven now, Hulk Hogan. You hearing this? Up there in heaven, Hulk Hogan. 2 words I have to say to you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've given us, and thank you for all the great memories you have given us. There will never, ever be another Hulk Hogan. We will all miss you, Hulk Hogan. And we will never, and Hogan, we will never, ever forget you. Hit the like on the video, guys. Hit the subscribe. If you're new watching Furious Nation, subscribe to Furious Nation. You greatly appreciated. And when you subscribe to Furious Nation, hit that bell for all notifications as well. And again, hit the like. It would be greatly appreciated. And I appreciate and love every single one of you guys. And Don Julio in the chat, thank you. Thank you, Don Julio. And David says Hogan was the best legend. Absolutely, he's up there with The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, Kurt Angle, John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, Eddie Guerrero. He's up, and Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake, Ric Flair, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Undertaker, and Kane, Big Show, Chris Jericho. Hulk Hogan is up there with those legends. Andre the Giant as well. Big John Studd, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Razor Ramon, Diesel. He is absolutely up there with those guys. No doubt about it. As far as one of the greatest pro wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of boots. One of the greatest wrestlers ever. Hulk Hogan is up there with all those names. For sure. Absolutely 1,000%. And also, make sure you follow me on Twitter or X. FioriNick579 on X. Facebook, Nicholas Fiore 31, and Instagram at Nicholas Fiore 2014. TikTok at Fiorious Nation. And I appreciate every one of you guys showing up here. It's greatly appreciated, and I love every single one of you. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your Thursday night. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. And I will see you next time here on YouTube, Fiorious Nation, and Hardcore. And I will also see you on Hardcore Sports tomorrow with Mitch for the SmackDown watch party with a week left to go till SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium, which I will be there live for both night 1 and night 2 for SummerSlam next weekend in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I'll be there live. Cards shaping up pretty good. It looks like a banger show, and I'm looking forward to it. And you will see Mitch and I tomorrow for the SmackDown watch party. And I appreciate every one of you so much. You have no idea how much this means, and I'm always 1,000, and I'm always appreciative of every single one of you. So I have to say 2 words to all of you guys. Thank you. And I love you very, very much. Thank you. I'll see you next time here on YouTube and on Fiorious Station. You'll see me on Hardcore Sports tomorrow for the SmackDown watch party with me and Mitch. Make sure you tune in. You're not going to want to miss it. Thank you for showing up. Love all of you guys, and I will see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. for a SmackDown watch party tomorrow night here on YouTube with Mitch. Talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your